Hey everyone, I'm Ben from the YMCA of Greater Boston, and welcome to Mindful Yoga. So we'll begin as we usually do by just sitting comfortably. If you can cross your legs, great. Let your eyes close, lengthen your spine, and breathe. So if you can breathe through the nose, great. It's not essential. Grow a little taller on that in-breath. And relax on the out-breath, but keep your spine long. And just notice what arises, bringing your awareness to the sensation in your body again and again. As thoughts and feelings arise, just notice them. That's fine. Give them a little space, and then ease your attention back to your physical body. And I invite you, as you move through this practice today, to practice your yoga with awareness, with gentleness, with compassion, and with ease. Take a nice deep breath and let it go. And then shifting around onto your back. So we'll move into some warm-up exercises. Start with the feet flat, the knees bent. And open your arms out 45 degrees, 90 degrees. Just bring them out to a comfortable place. And remember throughout this practice to take good care of your body. Remember, my instructions are suggestions. Modify any of my instructions to keep your body safe. Let's begin by dropping those knees to the right side and turning the head to the left side. Take a big breath here in the twist. And then bring your head and your knees back to face up and on to the other side, knees to the left and head to the right. And now on your own, just moving from side to side. Go at your own pace. Maybe you hang out a little longer, or maybe you keep it flowing. And one more time, knees drop to the left side, head to the right. And that will complete this exercise. And now, turning your palms to face up, if they're not already, let's do some big movements to get the blood circulating and warm the muscles. By extending the legs straight up, open the legs wide apart. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, the arms and legs come up and cross. Notice which arm and leg are in front. Inhale, open, and next time the other arm and leg cross in front. Now let's get those shoulder joints involved by rotating the arms. Turn the palms out to the sides as the arms open. Turn the palms in toward each other as the arms cross. And now if it's not too much to think about, see if we can engage the feet and the ankles as well. When the legs cross, point the toes. When the legs open, curl the toes back. Good. And complete. Bring the arms and legs back down. Feet flat, arms at your sides. Now extend just the right leg out along the mat. And now with the heel pressing, inhale, lift the leg, high as it'll go. Feel a little stretch in the back of the leg, and then point the toes. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press the heel and lift. Exhale, point and lower. Heel presses and lift. Point and lower. And this time come up about halfway so that the thighs are parallel. The heel pressing little circles with that right leg. Pause. Point the toes and reverse the direction of those circles. And pause. And then lift the leg all the way up. Clasp your hands behind the right thigh. Give a little pull. Just explore. Maybe you move the leg a little bit on one side and then the other. Just feel how the stretch shifts around through those muscle fibers and the hamstrings. Then bend the right knee. Place that right foot onto the left knee and lift the left foot. Now, can you clasp your hands behind the left thigh? Maybe not. Maybe you hold on to the sides of the thigh. Maybe you clasp the hands if you can. Give a little pull. Draw back. Notice the restriction. Where is it? Your hip, your buttock. Shouldn't feel any strain in the joints. Just good, healthy sensation. And then release the foot down and the other foot down. And extend your left leg along the mat. Arms are at your sides. Press the left heel. Inhale, lift. Exhale, point. Lower. Heel presses. Lift. Toes point. Lower. One more. Bring the heel. Press the heel and bring the leg up to about 45 degrees. Make small circles, heel pressing. Point the toes, reverse the circles. Pause. Lift the leg all the way up. Clasp your hands behind that left thigh if you can. Give a little pull. Stretch the back of the leg. And then flex the knee. Place the foot onto the right knee. Lift the right foot. And can your hands catch hold of the right thigh, or maybe even clasp behind that right thigh and give a little pull? And just find your wholesome depth. Feel the restriction and don't force. Maybe explore small movements to discover the subtle sensations that come with those small movements. And then release the foot down. And then the other foot down. Interlace your hands behind your head. Let's move into the bicycle by bringing the knees toward the chest and just pedal your legs, pointing the toes as you extend the leg. Curl the toes back each time you bend a knee. Now, as if you were cycling around a curve, can you lean to the right and keep pedaling? Back to center. Lean to the left. Back to center. And now we'll engage the upper body as well, crossing left elbow to right knee, then right elbow to left knee. Maybe you slow the pedaling down so you can bring the knee up to meet that elbow as it comes across. And release. Feet back down, arms back to your sides. Just extend your legs out along the mat. Get a little preview of coming attractions as we relax here for a few moments. We'll be coming into a longer supine relaxation at the end of the class, but here, just let go for a few moments. Good. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms underneath your knees and spinal rocking. So options are side to side, or perhaps forward and backward would work better for you. That's a little more stimulating. Either way. And then rock over to one side. Press yourself up to a seated position and cross your legs. Sitting tall, sweep your arms up overhead, and then bring one arm down, let the other arm just reach across. Stretch that side body, opening that side, small movements. And then take that upper arm, bring it down onto the opposite knee. Take the other arm behind you. Press the hand back into the mat behind you and grow tall as you breathe in. And gently twist as you breathe out. Maybe you pull on that knee to assist the twist. And come on back around to the front with arms back up overhead. The other arm comes down, and the upper arm just reaches across. Open the side body. Just feel free to explore those micro movements and the subtle sensations that result. And then bring the upper arm down onto the opposite knee. Take the other arm behind. Press the hand down into the mat behind you. Grow tall on the in-breath. And twist on the out-breath. We'll hold here for another breath. Maybe you pull on the knee to deepen the twist. Good. Back around to the front. Now, hands on both knees. Inhale. Arch back. Look up. Big breath. Back bend. And exhale to a neutral spine. Again, inhale, arch back. And exhale to a neutral spine. One more, inhale. And from neutral to a forward bend. So just crawl your fingers out in front, just like little inchworms crawling forward. You're noticing the sensation that might restrict the movement. Is it in your back? Your hip, your knees. Just find that depth. Relax forward. You can just let your head relax toward the mat. And then slide your hands back. So you're sitting back up. Now we'll open those legs and shift into a position on hands and knees. So taking the left leg, extend it back behind you, and the right arm straight ahead. Now take a breath in, and as you exhale, bend the elbow, bend the knee, touch the elbow to the knee if you can. Inhale, open, exhale, tuck. Good. One more. Arm and leg out. Now, leg moves out to the side and arms moves out to the side. So arm and leg move away from the body, and then arm and leg move across the body. Away, across, away, across, away, and across, and down. And same sequence. Other side, right leg back, left arm straight ahead, lift arm and leg, and now we'll take a breath in, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend, and tuck, and open, and tuck. One more. And open and hold. Now, arm and leg move away from the center line of the body. Arm and leg come across the body. Away, across. Working with balance here. Last one. And bring the hand and the knee right back down. So we will be working with balance today on the balls of the feet, on one foot, on even the knees. In fact, let's try that now. So come up onto your knees. Just lift the right foot, lift the left foot. Now, can you lift both feet for just a moment and then put them back down? That's challenging to stay balanced, bring them back down. In fact, let's come down onto the hands and then lift both feet. And now, see if you can lift the hands and balance on those knees for just a moment. You can just bring your hands right back down as you start to lose your balance. Just moving the hands a little bit, moving your body a little bit to keep your body balanced as best you can. Good, and come down. All right, let's come up into downward facing dog. So curl your toes under, come up onto the balls of your feet, And gently walk your dog in place to give those calf muscles nice stretch. Each calf in turn, receiving that stretch. Both heels press toward the mat, tailbone lifts toward the sky, chest presses down toward the mat, toward your feet. Nice alignment in down dog. And then walk your feet in toward the middle of your mat. Walk your hands back toward your feet. Just let your body hang forward. Can you sway gently from side to side? And then back to center. Good. And then pressing into your feet, roll your body up to standing straight. Lift your shoulders up and back and down. So feet are about hip distance apart. And we'll see if we can balance on the balls of the feet here as we come up onto the balls of the feet and then back to the heels. Now we'll add the arms. Inhale, arms and heels. Exhale, lower, down. Try to coordinate the movements so that your heels reach the mat right at the same time that your hands reach your sides. And let's hold this one. And we'll balance here on the balls of the feet. See if you can twist to one side. And then back to center. And then twist over to the other side. And back to center. And lower down. Okay, taking the weight onto one foot, lift the other foot, and then move the opposite arm out as well. So the foot and the wrist of the arm on the opposite side begin to circle. Okay, touch down if you need to. Focus your gaze on a spot. Now, how about adding the elbow and the knee? So the shoulder and the hip are still relatively still, but now you can add the shoulder and the hip. Okay, if that's too much, just make the circles smaller, getting all those joints involved, and then reverse direction with all those joints, wrist, elbow, shoulder, ankle, knee, hip. Touch down if you need to. Now, can you bring the shoulder and the hip to stillness? So we're back to just elbow and wrist, knee and ankle. And now arm and legs straight, just ankle and wrist. And release. Okay, let's see if we can do the same sequence on the other side. Just do the best you can. There's no right way. There's a way that works for your body. So take the other foot out and the opposite arm out and start with just ankle and wrist. Then include elbow and knee as well. Touch down if you need to. Focus your gaze on a spot. All right, add shoulder and hip. Now all those joints the opposite way. Focus your gaze. Touch down as needed. Now, can you bring the hip and shoulder to stillness and just elbow, wrist, knee, ankle? And then how about leg and arm straight and just wrist and ankle? And then release. Good. Just bring the foot down. And now with your feet about hip distance apart, bend your knees on the down sweep. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, sweep down. Inhale back up. Bending the knees helps to keep the back safe. Cushions the downward forces. Gives you a little momentum as you straighten the legs and swing back up. One more time. Good. And then float the arms out to the sides and down. And spread your legs wide apart. Let's move into standing angle pose. So legs wide, arms come up parallel to the floor, and then hinge from the hips. Try to keep a long spine the whole time. Tailbone up and back, crown of the head reaches down and forward. Then bring your hands down to your legs. So shins, ankles, knees, wherever they naturally hold. Now, I mentioned we would be working with balance today, so here's an option. Can you come up onto the balls of the feet? Now, maybe you bring the hands out in front so that if you start to tip forward, you can bring your hands down to catch you. But can you come up onto the balls of the feet while in this pose? Good. Bring the heels down, hands back to your legs. Roll your body slowly up to standing upright, and walk your feet back in. And with those feet about hip distance apart, just lift your shoulders up, roll them back, relax them down, float your arms up overhead, and interlace your fingers. Point those index fingers, arching over to one side. Good, and reaching away with those hands, pressing that outside hip out to the side. Find the depth of side bend in crescent moon that your body will accommodate. And come back up. Other side, arching over. And come on back up. Bring your arms out to the sides and down. And place your hands against your lower back, your buttocks, your sacrum. Press your hips forward so you come into a supported back bend. Hips press forward, arching back, reaching the crown of the head back. Excellent. Come back to vertical. Lift your arms parallel to the floor. Hinge forward. Pause with your back parallel to the floor. And then let your arms just hang down. Now bend the knees and rest your elbows on the shelf formed by the thighs. As the knees bend, you can just rest the elbows there. Now you could stay here or take this into a deeper tuck by placing the hands behind the calves or ankles, the elbows toward the backs of the knees, and pull. Pull on those legs to draw the belly and chest closer. Just pulling yourself into a little ball. And release, pressing into your feet. Roll your body up to standing upright. Float your arms up overhead. Now, when you interlace your fingers, the other little finger in front, point your index fingers. Again, arch over to one side. And now take the other leg, the outside leg, out to the side and focus your gaze on a spot. Option to balance. Lift that foot. Now, you have the option to make this a little more challenging by sweeping the foot forward and back, the lifted leg forward and back, and then pulse it out to the side. So working with balance, strengthening that outer hip muscle. Good, bring the foot down. Same thing, other side, arching. Outer foot out, toes touch. Keep the toes touching or lift, balance. If you're balanced and feeling pretty stable, then maybe you sweep the leg forward and back. Then bring it to stillness and pulse the leg away. And place the foot down. Bring your hands back in front of your chest. Inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, float your arms down to your sides and just relax. Now, bring the feet a little bit wider apart, about shoulder width apart. Lift your arms so that they're parallel to the floor. and then slowly lower down, pressing the hips back, reaching the fingers, the hands forward. Try to keep your trunk as close to vertical as possible. It will hinge forward somewhat. Try to keep the knees, if possible, over the toes. Now again, see if we can balance here. Can you lift the heels and balance on the balls of your feet? That might allow you to sink a little deeper down. And press into your feet. Come on up. Lower your arms down and relax. Take a few moments. Take a breath. See if any movements would feel good to help you to integrate what you've done so far. And then come to the top of your mat. So your feet are about hip distance. Shoulders up and back and down. Now you'll take that left foot and just step it way back. So the right knee is over the ankle. The back foot is flat, pointed somewhat forward, somewhat out to the side. You're facing front, facing the top of your mat, and lifting your arms up overhead. And just hold here in warrior pose. Breathe. Now, can you lift the heels and balance on the balls of your feet in warrior pose? Ease the heels back down. And now float those arms out to a T position. Let your upper body hinge forward. Let your back foot come partway forward. And now nearly straighten the front leg. Keep a micro bend in that front leg. And then lift the back leg. If you need to, keep the toes touching. Just touch down as needed. Now, again, a variation here, if you're pretty stable, can you pulse that back leg a little further back and down and back? Working with balance. Good. And then place the foot right back down alongside the other foot. Take a breath, relax. Again, just to stand tall. Lift your shoulders up and back and down with an open chest. Good. And step your right foot back, big step, so that back foot is flat, the front knee right above the ankle. Sweep your arms out and up overhead. Now, can you lift the heels of both feet? So you're on the balls of the feet. And just notice any little shaking that's happening. If you're unstable, you can bring the foot or both heels down. Soft, steady gaze in front of you. And the heels come down. And now the arms come out, T position. Hinge forward. Back foot partway forward. Now, front leg nearly straightens. Keep a micro bend. Lift the back leg if you can. Touch the toes down as needed. Hinge forward. More challenge. Pulse the back leg. Movement in a balanced pose really does add another level of challenge. And place the foot down alongside the other foot. Just relax here. And sweep your arms up overhead. Palms touch. Bring your hands in front of your chest. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, take a deep dive and walk your feet back and come into downward facing dog. Both heels press toward the mat. Chest presses toward the mat. Hands and feet press into the earth. Tailbone lifts toward the sky. Relax the parts of your body that don't need to be working to hold the pose. Relax your facial muscles. Good. Bring your knees down. Now, come onto your thighs, your buttocks, your belly, your chin comes to the mat. Now let's come into boat pose. So lift your head and chest, lift your legs, lift your hands. Now you can stay here, or more challenge, extend your arms straight out in front. So either way, I keep them back by your shoulders or extend them out. And while you're here, for another variation, can you open the legs apart? Bring them together. Open them apart. Bring them together. Apart. And together. Good. And then relax. Come back down. Chin to the mat. Or maybe one side of the face to the back of a hand or to the mat. And just relax here. And now elbows under the chest. Press into your elbows. Walk your elbows back. Sit back in child pose. Arms extended. Buttocks toward the heels. Only as far toward the heels as is comfortable for your body. And come into tabletop position. Sit to one side. And extend your legs straight out in front. And place your hands back behind you. Okay, let's come into boat pose. And this is actually a balance pose, as you're balancing on your butt as you bring your feet flat, and you lift your feet, and you bring your hands under your knees, and arms out over the legs. So you can always go back to hands under knees, or you could extend the legs for more challenge. And we'll add another layer of challenge by opening the arms and legs. And some movement. Can you circle wrists and ankles? Reverse direction. Come back out of the pose the way we went in. Place your hands behind and just rock your knees side to side. Extend your legs out along your mat, sitting tall. Now take the left foot and just place it either to the inside, or if you can, cross it to the outside of that right leg, sitting tall. Now, take the right elbow, bend it, and bring that elbow or the upper arm right onto the thigh adjacent to that left knee. And take that left arm, sweep it back behind. Press the hand down. Inhale, lift up through the crown. Exhale, twist. Now here you can use your elbow pressing into that knee-thigh junction to take the twist a little deeper. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. Now you've given that effort to go fully into the pose. See if you can stay right there and relax. Jaw, mouth, feet. What parts of your body can relax while holding the pose? Release. Come on around to the front. Extend the leg. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Right foot. Outside if possible. Inside's fine. Left elbow bends. Place it right there on the thigh side of the knee. Take the right arm back behind. Press it down. Let that pressing down and an in-breath lift your crown, lengthen your spine. And then gently press that elbow, upper arm into the thigh and twist to find your wholesome depth. And after giving that effort to find your full expression, then see where you can relax, holding the frame, the shape of the pose, and relax the parts of your body that can relax. and back around to the front. Let's come onto our backs. We'll complete our practice with yoga relaxation, Shavasana, bringing your feet down. Maybe you extend the legs out. Maybe it's more comfortable to keep the feet flat. The arms can be at your sides, or maybe they rest on the belly. Just let go. Take a nice deep breath. Releasing and relaxing. Let all parts of your body just sink down into your mat. Letting gravity do 100% of the work in this posture. Shavasana, deep yoga rest. Now you may choose to remain here for a while, to extend the relaxation time. Please feel free to do that. If you'd like to complete your practice along with me, then we could begin to just explore small movements, a finger, a toe, a little stretch. Maybe a larger movement, a deeper stretch. Would it feel good to enter into a full body stretch? When you're ready, bend your knees. Roll over to one side and rest there in your fetal pose for a few moments. And then find your way back to sitting. Sitting comfortably, just receiving the gifts of your practice of yoga. And I'll end with this quote. This is from meditation teacher Jack Kornfield. I like it. I think it inspires us to be our best selves each day. It goes like this. In the end, when we look back at our lives, the questions we ask ourselves will be simple ones. Did I live fully? Did I love well? And did I learn to let go? So let's take a nice deep breath and let it go. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bring your hands to your heart. Namaste.